Good morning.
Hey.
Hey. Yes.
I am taking offense
Yes,
here.
we have our four-legged friend is on with us first today, and this is Rowdy, but he's not.
No, he's
absolutely
thing.
precious. Now, let me do introductions since we kind of went, bah. I'm Nancy Kaysen. I'm your host today, and I have the Red Ribbon Gift Shop downtown, so please come by and see me. Co-hosting is Brene Beatty, retired dog lover who is always instigating things with the dogs, which she is now.
Well, Rowdy dropped it, and he's trying to get his treat out from under the chair.
See that, and you all do not understand. The dogs, it's not that they don't like me, it's that I don't bring treats, and Brene does. And then we have Mary Kate Ballard over here, who is a volunteer at the shelter, and she's the one every morning goes by and picks up the dog and brings him in. And this one is
Rowdy,
but he's not.
No, he's sweet.
He's a beautiful dog. He's a big dog.
Rowdy is dog number 1306. He's about 10 months old, so he still does have a little bit of puppy rowdiness in him, but not very much at all.
No.
He's coming out of it, and his available date was the 28th.
So he is urgent, people.
Not of March,
urgent.
folks, the 28th of February. So,
so
he is urgent.
Due.
Now, we will tell you.
I believe most of all of the dogs that are urgent are sponsored.
Okay, good.
Or we can find a sponsor if someone needs to. Yes, we can find a sponsor.
Okay.
Yes. He is a Shepherd mix.
Yes. And he's last week's dog Penny was claimed.
Yes.
And Myron was claimed, and the one before Max was claimed.
Yes.
So
we're doing
really well, folks. So Rowdy needs a home. Now, we'll explain to you how this works. We explain it to you every week in case you missed us a time or two. Cleveland is not quite yet a no-kill city.
No.
We are like 90%. That means 10% of the dogs don't make it, folks. And so it's very important that we find homes, foster or forever.
Yes.
We're not picky here, foster or forever. And Rowdy is one of those that his time is up. Past you, and because he's such a sweetheart, he's hanging around, and we just need to find Rowdy a home. Now, let's talk about how we let people know that we'd like to have Rowdy.
Well, Rowdy is available at the Cleveland Animal Control, and they are open 11 until 5, Monday through Friday, and 10 until noon on Saturdays. They can call the shelter or go by there. The number for the shelter is 479-2122. Or they can go by the shelter and adopt him. He's available right now because he is urgent. He's past his date. But because of space, they're holding dogs a little bit longer now to give them a chance because he's just too beautiful to put down. You know, what happens to them if they're not adopted is unfortunately, they are killed. They're euthanized. And it's a sad thing when they do not have a permanent forever home to go to.
And he needs a home that'll give him a lot of love because evidently he's had a rough life.
He's a little bit cowed.
Yes,
but
his tail's down, but look how he's just eating up this love.
Yeah,
it wouldn't take very long at all for him to come out of his shell, trust me. He's a sweetie.
Yes.
Now, my suggestion to you all, of course, Brene and Mary may not agree with this, is to go on the Cleveland for a No-Kill Facebook page and look at pictures of what's there.
Yes.
Because if you drive out there, you're going to take 15 dogs home with you, and that's not, I know I can't do it. I know I cannot. So,
but we all need that dose of reality. When you go to the shelter,
know.
you're looking at dogs that are urgent and desperate.
I know, but then you have
a forever
but
home.
then you have to go home and cry and worry about them and hope somebody gave them a
and
home.
talk to people about having their dogs spayed and neutered.
Yes, and spay and neuter, and we're going to have a guest on here in just a few minutes who can talk to us about that, but that's not why I have her on today. But spaying and neutering your dog is vitally important. Now let's talk about, he's actually not free, but it's a really good deal, folks. Now tell us how that works.
There's a $50 adoption fee, which covers the spay and neuter and all of his shots that he needs to function in society as a well, healthy dog.
Loved, cared for.
To go into a forever home That would be great.
Break it. Well, I guess they give the whole thing to him.
But,
Okay.
and if you all remember, any of you who've ever watched us before, we cannot get the dogs to turn around and face you all
it's 'cause
because Brene has goodies.
Okay.
And so they will not turn around and face you all. And so we try. We really do try to get them to turn around and face you, but they will not. But we promise you, he has a wonderful, sweet face, okay?
Yes.
So now we're going to pay $50. We're going to get Rowdy out, but we don't take him home with us.
No, you don't take him home immediately. He goes to Dixie Day Spay or Appalachia for his vetting, which includes, the spay and neuter and the shots and everything, or your choice of a Cleveland vet. But those are at your own expense. So the $50 does cover it.
Minus the $50.
Yeah, the balance.
We've already
minus the
paid
$50,
$50. Okay,
yes, the
yes.
balance.
Yes. And so then there's a red plastic bone. I wondered what I hit. And so then once you've done that, you will go, they will call you from the vet's office
Yes.
and say, come pick up your dog. And it will be spayed or neutered, and it will have had all its shots.
Yes.
And so there you go. You are so pretty. Yes, you are. Absolutely adorable. Yes, I know. Now you're going to come over here to me, but I don't have anything for you to eat, but I can love on you.
Say, well, I think all the treats are gone.
So
All
give
the
us-
treats are gone.
Well,
He's a
okay.
pig.
So you come to me for the loving.
He's a sweet boy.
Okay, so now give us some phone numbers and some locations and some things we need to do.
Okay, the animal control is located at 360 Hill Street in Cleveland, just off Inman Street on the way out to 64 Highway. Their number is 479-2122. You can also go on the Facebook page, and on there at Cleveland for a No-Kill City, they have their phone number listed as 464-6070.
Do that one again.
464-6070.
Okay.
And they are available 24 hours a day. They do have a volunteer on staff to answer any phone calls that you might have about any particular dog that is available at this time on there. They'll tell you about the adoption event coming up this Saturday.
Oh,
This
yeah, we
Saturday
need to
is
plug that big time.
big adoption event. It's going to be at Don Ledford Pontiac Buick up on North Lee Highway.
Yes, North Lee
Sorry,
Highway.
Dawn, I know where you're
I
at.
was there Tuesday morning, and folks, I want to tell you, go for the adoption,
Yes.
but also go to look at that new facility. It is phenomenal. I mean,
I'll have to go
Debbie
up
and
there.
her staff have done a wonderful job up there.
Yes, they're really great people. They're hometown people, and I always try to support local businesses.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. So,
You're welcome.
So we're going to have a pet, what do we call them? Adoption
Adoption
day.
event.
And what time is that Saturday?
It's from 10 until 2. Sometimes if you get there at 2 and we're loading up the dogs, don't be afraid to ask to go ahead and fill out the paperwork, because we will stop and fill out the paperwork for you.
We'll do just about anything.
Yes,
Get
we
these
will.
dogs home.
Flag us down. We'll
Yeah.
do paperwork for you on the way down there back to the shelter, because I'm the one who transport the dogs on Saturday for them as a volunteer
well,
for
aren't you something,
Cleveland.
Mary? Wonderful.
She's a great
I know.
volunteer.
Thank you for being such a
you're-
wonderful volunteer.
You're welcome. My husband makes that available to me. I have a delivery truck that we can put the crates up
How
on and
neat.
get them up and get them to the adoption events, and give some more dogs an opportunity to be seen and to have a better chance at getting adopted.
That is
Now, look
wonderful.
how calm he is.
He's really,
See?
Rowdy is not a good name for
No.
this one, I'm sorry, but that's okay.
I think- no.
That's,
Come
there you go.
on, okay.
And,
Come
but,
Good boy.
but, now folks, we always talk about dogs.
They do
We
have
cats too.
We're just not cat
and they
people.
might have some other strange, I don't know, but
I love cats, I'm
well,
sorry.
I know, and it's just, cats are not, we've had cats on before, and if they get out of your lap, then they run across the studio, and you have people that are not on screen running after cats and moving furniture and trying to round up the cats. And if you
And most of them aren't leash trained.
no, they're not. And if you've never herded
That's true.
cats, you've never lived. So,
Yeah.
so the dogs are so much simpler to bring in because they have a collar, and a lot of them we can put on leash, and they just
But they
do
have
great.
a lot of really pretty cats.
They do.
I mean, I like
and
cats.
right now,
I'm
there's a lot of cats
Oh,
on there. I
really?
noticed
Yeah.
last night as I was looking through their
Yeah.
Facebook page, the Cleveland for No-Kill City, that they do have a lot of cats available right now, and some gorgeous cats.
Yeah.
Oh, some beauties on there.
Okay.
And if you
So-
have a barn, they have the cats.
Between
that-
5 and
yeah.
10 cats, you can adopt up to 5 to 10 cats, and they're free. And they take them to Dixie Day, and they spay and neuter them, and then they're given a rabies vaccination, and they're taken to your barn for you. Or if
And
you
they
can,
get rid of all those
the pesky moles and the
Varmints.
rats and the varmints.
Now, why are the cats free?
Well,
There's so many of them.
Oh,
and
okay.
so, yeah.
there are so many of them. There are trap and release programs, and sometimes there's like at Walmart out during at the dumpsters and so forth. There's a lot. And
Okay.
Pizza Hut and all these places
Yeah,
that have
okay.
dumpsters with food. There's an abundance of cats, feral cats in the town. And in order to get those cats safe, they capture them, they trap them, and then they will take them and have them spayed, neutered, and rabies vaccination, and they'll release them. There's a program through cat nippers that do that, and they'll return the same cats.
Cat nippers, how cute.
Cat nippers, yeah. Well,
That is too cute.
that is cute. That is darling. And a dear friend of mine, actually, Lisa McCracken, traps
Cats. Trapping cats would be.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're coming up on a commercial time, so let's be sure that we know Rowdy.
I think this is the calmest dog
Rowdy.
I've ever had.
We have I mean, this one is not climbing all over everybody.
And he's only 10 months old. He's still a puppy.
I know, he's
he's
wonderful.
going to be a great fireside dog.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
is.
is.
Absolutely. Now, give us some phone numbers again.
Okay, Rowdy is dog number 1306 because they don't go by the name.
That's
They
right.
know him as dog number 1306 at Animal Control. So you would want to call Animal Control at 479-2122 to ask about Rowdy, or you can call Cleveland for a no-kill city at 464-6070. That's 464-6070, and put him on a safe list. Tonight may be his last night, so it's a good time to call right now.
Yeah.
It is. And we need to remember that, folks, because you need to remember we are not fully a no-kill city yet. And that's important for you all to remember.
absolutely precious.
And there's two ways, he is dog number.
Yeah.
1306.
Yes, not puppy, because that's, there are two different,
Three.
cat, puppy, dog.
And kittens.
And kittens.
There's
Oh, my
four.
goodness.
Four different
Okay.
sets of numbers.
So, Mary, thank you so much for
You're
bringing
welcome.
Rowdy, who is not rowdy. And folks, he's needed.
He is.
He needs a home.
He needs a home,
And
yes.
so,
Desperately.
and we're doing so well here. I'm batting
Yeah.
close to 1,000 on this. So somebody call today sometime and ask for dog 1306.
06.
Dog 1306. That
Don't
would be
wait till Saturday
Rowdy.
for the adoption event because he
Right.
may not be
No,
around
oh
by
golly,
Saturday.
what a thought.
I
Mary,
know.
thank you again
welcome.
for going
Thank
by
you,
and
Mary.
picking up
Thank you
this
for
dog
having
this
us.
morning and getting in here with us, and we
Okay.
appreciate it. Folks, don't go away. We have some two-legged friends coming up with us in just a few minutes, so
Yes, we
we'll be
do.
right back.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we are back.
Yeah,
Good
we are.
morning.
You always catch me talking.
I know. We really got called a little while ago. Oh, we were not ready to come on. And when it's this early in the morning, folks, we're just tickled to death that we're here, And
That's
I would
right,
like to
yes,
tell you
yes.
that tomorrow, Friday is the Ides of March. So beware the Ides of March.
Especially if your name's Caesar.
It's right. And yesterday was the 20th anniversary of the blizzard of 93. So
I know. Can you believe
No, I
that?
cannot. But that's not what our two-legged friends
No.
are here to talk about today.
We
have
digressing
Dr.
again.
Bill Johnson and Dr. Sally Poston with us. And Sally is a veterinarian, so she's over there on the sidelines a little while ago trying to get us to turn the dog around. But we couldn't get the dog to turn around. Because the dog wanted the cookie that was in Renee's lap.
Well, I can neuter if you.
And Dr. Johnson is a surgeon, so there we go. Okay. Now, the reason I have invited you all on, I know that you all just got back from Honduras. And there's two things that you all do when you go to Honduras. And I'm going to start with you, Dr. Bill. Tell me how you got involved in Honduras to start with.
Well, one of my original partners, Dr. Ron Coleman, got me started going to a little hospital in Sula, Honduras, and operating, just doing my thing. And then we got involved with a little girl named Katia, who has spent every year with us, or every summer, and now she's in college at Tennessee Wesleyan.
Right.
And we got started work with her church. And then we got into some projects with building houses and churches and clinics, and that's just kind of how it's gone for the last 30 trips that we've been down.
30 trips. I think that's amazing. And on those 30 trips, now we're going to get into what the last trip was, but the other trips, you do a clinic and vacation Bible school. What all do you do?
We do these little short-term mission trips twice a year to Honduras, and we do a clinic that we built in the back of a church that we built there. And then we have some sort of construction project. Right now we're building a little habitat-style village that's got 3 houses. The 4th is started. Hope to finish it this summer. Then we do vacation Bible school, usually 3 times on those trips. And then we've been into the new projects, which we'll get into, I'm sure.
We're going to talk about the new projects, because one reason that I have Dr. Poston on with us, Sally, is because she is a member, so is Dr. Bill, of the Sunrise Rotary. Did I say that right? Sunrise Rotary, because there are 2 Rotaries, but this is the Sunrise. And their national project is clean water, is that right? Is that how that works?
Rotary is definitely putting an emphasis on clean water throughout the world. And I think a lot of organizations are doing that now. So.
And cuts down on a lot of problems.
And I'm sure y'all can tell us about that.
All sorts of stuff.
But that is so tough for us folks, because we go in the bathroom, we turn on the spigot, and here it is. It's water that is drinkable. And there's no problem with it. You just drink it, and you thank Cleveland Utilities and our filtration system for the fact you can do that. That is not true where you all are going.
You know, for the 30 trips I bet I've taken to Honduras, we always do a medical clinic of some sort. Recently, it's been mostly general medicine, just kind of whatever family practice kind of problems you see. And I would say in our little clinic in Morazan, Honduras, which is a poor part of that country, we treat everybody for parasites. And the cause of the parasites is water. And in the country of Honduras, there is no government-treated water in the country. I know it's hard for us to envision and say.
We cannot even imagine it.
But
We
there,
take it so
there
for
is
granted.
no
We
treated
do.
water in
We
the
do
country
take
of
it for
Honduras.
granted.
And waste it.
Yeah, and we do waste it. I mean, we really do. We
Right.
just run the water and don't think anything about it because it's free.
Sort of.
Not really. Sort of free. Tom Wheeler and I need to talk about that, but it's sort of free. But it's just unimaginable. Now, what I loved was part of your statement. You said, in the poor part of Honduras.
Honduras is a poor country.
Yeah, when I visualize, I don't see a rich part of Honduras.
Well, like all places in the world, there are some people that make money. And Honduras has got some areas that have some money. If you go to the two big cities in Honduras, Tegucigalpa, which is the capital, the government center, the intellectual, academic kind of center, and then there's San Pedro Sula, that's the commercial center. And there are all sorts of companies, joint ventures with American companies and Korean companies, but there's some money. But Honduras is poor. But there are areas of Honduras that are quite poor. The places we were
Yes,
these
sir.
last times are,
Some very pitiful sights there.
they're dirt street poor kind of places.
And the houses that you all are building. Now, you have another trip going back, and we're going to promo that in just a little while, because you have another trip going back in July, and you need some volunteers, and we're going to promo that. But these places where you all are going, Sally, how did you find out they needed water? How does the Rotary Club find out that these places need water?
Well, and this is where it's a great combination of Rotary along with the Broad Street Methodist Church mission trip, because having that connection there already. So he knows the people, he knows Pastor Luis, he knows Pastor Juana, already has that personal relationship developed, and so can go out and say, you know, do you know this little area? And they call them tribes there. So one of the places that we went, you know, it's less than 15 minutes away, but it's a tribe of about 350 people, and they've lost 3 children. Is that correct? In the last year, they don't have
To diarrhea.
to diarrhea, so
gosh.
directly or indirectly to bad water. Their water source is a lake, but they let their cattle just roam everywhere, and so they don't have any cars, they don't have any electricity, or they have very few cars, but they have no electricity. So it's through the connections that Dr. Johnson has developed over these 30 trips there that allow to identify, you know, who really needs assistance at this time.
And I'd say you have to have boots on the ground to know really, you know, just to get in a car and drive around Honduras. I bet.
For years, been going to Honduras, parasites, wishing for water. It's kind of hard, you know, if you sit down, and you're a great fundraiser, but if you try to fundraise for a well that might cost maybe $4,000, but if it didn't hit water and it was another 1,000 feet, it might be 12,000. So it's hard to raise money like that, so I've never been able to do that. And then one time I joined this Rotary Club, and the first meeting, the president then, Mark Rogers, said, you know, our emphasis this year is clean water, and my goal is to have clean water in a poor place 3 times. And I'm thinking, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Wow.
So
Boy,
then,
that just really clicked, didn't it?
Well, then what was kind of fascinating was I just happened to visit my brother and my wife's brother's church in Kentucky. And there's a young preacher stands up and says, we just got back from our water installation for our water treatment plant in Guatemala. Oh. He introduced me to this program called Living Waters for the World, which is where these little mini water treatment plants that we install came. So it's a combination of the church having a presence in Honduras, knowing the people, knowing the areas, a Rotary Club that's willing to come up with a local money and a matching grant to fund a water treatment program, and then finding the water treatment plant. And you can take it how you want to, but it just kind of all went together. So.
God works in mysterious ways, folks. Don't you ever doubt it. Now, this is just
a God thing.
It is a God thing.
It's just fascinating to me. Of course, now I've never been to Honduras. I've been to Guatemala, and I told Sally this the other day. We were talking about this. I said, in Guatemala, I brushed my teeth with bottled water. I did not have ice in any of my drinks that were canned or bottled, and these things people don't understand here. If people tell you when you get down there to Central America not to drink the water, they don't mean maybe don't drink the water, they mean don't drink the water. Now, when you say parasites, what? I know. What are we talking?
What are they, Sally?
Roundworms and hookworms.
Roundworms and hookworms.
And that was one of the things. When I first heard Dr. Johnson talking at one of the Rotary meetings, he started talking about the humans having worms. And you gave the example of these humans sleeping and worms actually crawling out of their mouth.
Okay.
And he did this to emphasize how serious this problem is in another country. And I'm like, hey, I know worms.
Yes.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
And so, part of the reason I got involved in this, because
Worms.
Yeah.
That's just, here again, you all cannot imagine waking up with a worm that's crawled out of you. It just doesn't happen here.
Tell you one more story?
Yes, you can tell me. I have you here I've got you trapped, so tell stories. I love it.
When I first started going to Honduras, I used to go to a little hospital, and they had local docs there, and they would find operations, and I had local anesthesia, and I would do my thing, And a young guy come in that had obstructed intestine, but he had had a previous operation where he was injured from a machete wound. Okay. And so the normal cause for that here is adhesions. So I operate on him, and when I open his abdomen and look at his small intestine, it's very large, but it's wiggling. And he was full of ascaris, or roundworms, or they call them lombriz, from the top of his stomach to the bottom of his rear end. That's what parasite problems are like there. They can be really, really quite extreme. It's so
yeah.
That's what we're trying.
It's giving me the willies right now just thinking about it. Okay.
That's what we're trying to treat.
But yes, but I think when you say parasites, some people may think, well, we got a little flea bite or something like that. That's not what we're talking.
No. We're talking about children that are malnourished and women that are anemic because of these parasites. And they are a continual problem. One egg comes from bad water because the water supply's got cows next door to the pond that they pump. Each egg makes a new worm. And over a period of time, it accumulates. And as the parasitic infestation gets worse and worse, it makes your health worse and worse. So we treat people with worm medicine twice a year in our little clinic, 1,000 a week, twice a year. But with clean water, it's a problem that goes away. So. And
do the people in these little tribes where you're going, do they understand that?
I was, at least in Morazan and El Negrito, where we were at, I was pleasantly surprised that they did understand. That
you taught classes, didn't you?
I did teach some classes to try to educate why to drink clean water, but I was pleasantly surprised on that they do associate, that worms are causing their tummy upset. One of the ladies goes, my tummy is less upset, when I drink the clean water. So they do make that correlation. It's just that further education of you always have to drink the clean water. When you run out of clean water, when you run out of clean water, you don't run to the faucet and grab yourself a quick drink. It's that re-emphasis, that education, that changing habits, changing a habit, not changing a culture, but changing a habit.
I got you. And that's, to me, sounds not easy. And you all are not there 24/7 to remind them to change, that they need to drink this fresh water. And we're going to come back in just a minute with them and talk about this water and how this water gets there and what we're doing about it. But I'm just fascinated because I think y'all are wonderful. You're on a mission trip, and anytime you think of mission trips, you think maybe they're handing out Bibles, but no. You're handing out life to these people that with these parasites, which I just killed. God, still bothered me to think about it. See, I've already started, my head started itching and everything. And when I taught school, they'd say, so-and-so down in second grade has lice, and I'd go, oh gosh. So that's the way I'm doing with parasites. We can check you really good. Yeah. But I just think this is just, to me, it's phenomenal that this happens. And I think it's very hard for these people out here that are listening today, as equally me too, to understand. So we're going to take a little quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back because we're going to find out how you get good, clean water to these people in the small tribes of Honduras. So don't go away, folks. We'll be right back with Dr. Johnson and Dr. Poston to talk to
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold in a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here. Doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we are back with our two-legged friends again, and this is Dr. Bill Johnson and Dr. Sally Poston, and they are here today talking to us about clean water. And the segment right before this one, they talked to us about parasites, and so, now we want to quit it. So, now, you don't just go down there and say, clean water. What does this involve?
Well, I'm not the installer, but the system is really pretty simple. It's basically we build a little building to put it in. We get local folk ahead of time to do that. Rotary Club paid for the little building. The dirty water is stored in a tank on the roof of the building. It goes through a series of filters. And the problem, it goes through a series of filters that go from big to junky stuff to smaller to microbes that are large to a little bit smaller that take out the eggs of parasites and the single cell organisms. And then you have to have some sort of an oxidizing agent to kill the bacteria and viri that could live in the water. And this system is an ozone system, so it has a little ozonating generator, like a lot of farm people use to clean well water. So the water is filtered to take out the particulate stuff and the single cell organisms, and then it's ozonated. And these little systems can generate, I think, up to about...
they can 300 people per day.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, so a small community, easily.
But they don't use water like we do.
No, because part of the training is that they use it for cooking. They use it. Why would you wash your baby if we also instruct that you wash your hands in dirty water? The friction will take care of just washing your hands, so you don't need to waste your clean water on your. But you do need to clean the baby in clean water because they stick their fingers in their mouth and their toes in their mouth, and so those are the important. Drinking, brushing your teeth, cooking, and cleaning the baby are only the 4 places that you use the clean water, and that's part of the training. Is that so that because I did a real round table with the ladies that had the training 6 months ago with the first unit that was put in, and one of the ladies said, "Oh, I used my water to clean the floor," and I was like, "Okay," she was drinking the water. And she was the one that actually said she felt better, but she was also using it to clean her floor. So we need to reinforce some of those take-home messages.
Now, they don't just turn on their faucets in their house. So how does this work?
That in places like Honduras, most third world places, the water that's clean water comes in 5-gallon bottles, just like you'd see in a water cooler at the office.
Oh, okay.
And there are commercial companies all over that sell that stuff. In Honduras, it's sold for about 30 lempiras per bottle, which is about $1.10 per 5-gallon bottle. What you got to realize in Honduras, the average income for rural people is between $6 and $8 a day if you have full-time employment, which most people don't. So most people are living on what would average out to $5 or $6 a day. So if you could imagine a family of 4 or 5 needing, say, 4 bottles a week, or 3 bottles a week, to spend $4 of your $20 a week income on water can't be done. So basically these little stations, these little buildings that the second one we put in this time, refill these 5-gallon bottles. So people have to come to the place, they clean the bottles at the place, fill their 5-gallon bottle and take it home. And one of the problems that some of us who are not necessarily so smart about clean water have found out is that transportation's a problem, and we have a little learning curve. So
they are very heavy.
A 5-gallon bottle of water weighs 45 pounds.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Okay. And it's usually the women who are picking up, are picking them up and taking them to their house.
Now, these are physical people. They're used to doing a lot of hard physical work, but if you live much more than 4 or 5 blocks away, you're not going to routinely come carry 3 bottles a week to your house. So we've had to work on a distribution system, that's part of our learning curve. And as the second system came along, you want to talk about as the second system came along.
Talk about what?
Well, some of the people, her husband and Gary Fuller, who was one of our installers, worked out a distribution system for a little nutrition center that has about 20 or 25 little children that are malnourished, and people bring them to the center for a few months to get them built back up again. Some of them are pretty pitiful.
Oh, this was where they were really pitiful. This is where the little children look like those pictures out of Ethiopia.
Oh, goodness.
You could see their little bones, and you could see the spine and the back. And one of the children, exactly what you had talked about to me previously, that the young man was not mentally all there, and they said it's solely due to malnutrition. It was, and so,
preventable.
Yes, preventable.
But anyway, this little nutrition center, which is a really good program, we have sort of found there. They buy bottled water, but they're struggling all the time for money. So we've kind of agreed out of our water system in El Negrito to supply them 50 bottles a week.
Wow, okay.
But they have a fellow with a pickup truck there. It's about 20 minutes away. So twice a week he's going to come to the El Negrito church where our water distribution program is, fill up his bottles, take them back to the nutrition center, bring back his empties. So we've found that. There's a little village called El Pate. That's the one that Sally's talking about, that is no electricity, really poor, dirt-streeted, little concrete block houses. that we've hired a truck that's going to deliver hopefully 100 bottles a week to this little village. And, that's going to be our little program. So distribution is going to be an issue that we've got to keep working on. And of course, every time there's a new...
Have you thought about making little carts for like in that village?
Well, if you sit in the street, if you sit in the front of the little hotel where we stay in Morazan, my wife rates mission hotels on a Motel 6 and down. This is a Motel 2.5.
Okay.
They have running water that comes out of the shower, but there's only one knob, which implies that there's only one temperature of water, and it's cold.
Okay.
But it's hot there, isn't it? I mean, so
Hot most of the time.
Not hot enough for
Not
that
hot
cold
enough.
water.
okay. Sorry, Sally.
And there's air conditioning, but it's only in 9 of the 20 rooms, so I get to dole out who gets
And he
air
was kind
conditioning.
enough to let my husband and I have an air conditioned room.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you sit on the front step of that hotel and look at the street, you'll see cars. You'll see little things they call tuk-tuks, or tuk-tuks they're called other places, that are these little, you remember these 3-wheel Cushman little things that are, people used to scoot around on a farm, or they're all over down there. And for 20 limps, you can go any place in Morazan. And some of them have a basket on the back, so we can hire a tuk-tuk to carry water, if we can figure out a way to do that. You'll see bicycles that have a rack on the back where they might deliver propane tanks, 5-gallon propane tanks. So there's a way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of figuring it out.
Yeah, but I
Getting
think
it
that this little
operable.
village is a little too far.
Yeah.
And the roads are not paved. So you need a truck, you need a F-150 or something.
Something that can endure the dirt road for a
Yes,
length
yes, ma'am.
of
Good
time.
shocks.
Good
Yeah.
shocks.
And you also want something that can hold. I mean, if you're going to send somebody out there to get water, you want them to be able to bring more than 2
Right.
5-gallon jugs in.
Another
Yeah.
one of the good things about this program is not only are we changing lives and saving lives with clean water, but my husband and Gary Fuller trained somebody to take care of the unit. So it provides a job. So we've created a job for at least one individual. And I think with hiring somebody to take the water out to this tribe will also help in the job department.
Of course, there are the little minor problems of
Funding it.
every unit that we put in now,
Funding
it's going to be a couple $100s a month that we've got to find to
Yeah.
have somebody drive the truck and somebody, right. So there are little problems. They're not insurmountable, but they're
Well,
little
and
problems.
this is a good opportunity for us to say to people, if you'd like to make a donation of any kind to this. Now, let me do a plug right now if anybody wants to, because you think this is a wonderful, Sally will be glad to have you come and visit the Sunrise Rotary.
Oh, absolutely.
And see if you'd like to be a member of that, to be involved in. And Bill has a mission trip coming up in July.
July the 27th.
Okay.
It's a 7-day, leave on Saturday, come back on Saturday. Details, if you were interested, you can call me, and I'll give you a number to call in a minute, or you can call Broad Street Methodist Church.
And
either
I'll
way.
put in a plug right now that if you've ever thought about doing mission trips and you've like, well, I'm not so certain about it, Jackie Johnson is so organized. You don't worry about your plane tickets. You don't worry about if the hotel's safe or clean. You don't worry about if the food is going to be safe
Tell
or
them about
not.
the food. Is it good or what?
The food is awesome. The food is awesome. It's simple, but it is hearty
We
and
have
it is good.
4
and-
or 5 ladies from the church
Yes,
that
sir.
we work with down there that come and cook. They bring their own stove, they bring their own freezer, all in the back of a truck. Unpack it and cook to die for a week.
Isn't that something? Now, I do know Broad Street's phone number, and that's 476-5586, after I got Randy on here and asked both of us because we didn't know. 476-5586. So if you're interested in this mission trip, now, you do pay your own way on this mission trip because it is a mission trip. But this is a construction mission trip. Is that correct?
This mission trip in July will have 2 parts to it. We're not doing a water installation this July. Our 3rd will be next February.
Okay.
This trip, we're going to finish the 4th house in our little, hopefully 10-house habitat-style village that the church is identifying needy families to live in. We're going to run Bible school at least 4 times this trip. We're going to run clinic, and we've got a little youth group that are going, probably 4 kids and an adult, 5 kids and an adult that are going to do Bible school in the public schools.
Wow. That would be great.
It'd be a fun trip, and these are easy trips. A lot of people will find their Sunday school class or their church to help pay their way, but anybody's welcome.
And this has been so informative today, folks, and both of these people are friends of mine, so I didn't hesitate to ask them to come on. But it's so worthwhile, and there's so many things that need to be done down there where you all were. And clean water, folks, we just take it for granted. I mean, we just really, really take it for granted. And so thank both of y'all, I really do, for coming on today and also for what you've been doing. And if you're interested in going to Honduras on a mission trip, 476-5586, and they can get you in touch with Bill and Jackie, and Sally will take you to Sunrise Rotary, and we can just get you involved all you want to be involved, and they will accept money to help pay for some of these expenses. Thank you all so much for being on with me today. I really do appreciate it. And folks, we'll be right back with the community calendar, so do not go away.
Get your pencil and a piece of paper together.
Absolutely.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique experts. Walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And we are right back. Go.
Yes,
this has been not the day.
She's got parasites.
I do. It's those parasites Dr. Bill talked about are just awful.
Yeah.
Let's start off. Get your paper and pencil out. And there's a phone number here. So Bradley County Young Life goes country. They're going to have an annual fundraising banquet on the 19th at 6:30 at the Black Fox Farms. And for more information, 206-426-2394. And Young Life is a wonderful program, folks. Or you can email bradleycounty1 YL for Young Life at gmail.com. This Young Life's a great program for our teenagers, so if you're interested, do one of those two things and get in contact with somebody about that.
Okay, here's something else that's wonderful for our teenagers. Okay, today, folks, March 14th at 4:30 this afternoon at the library, in the Teen Zone, they're going to get together and create art and poetry from the pages of discarded books.
I think that sounds fascinating.
That's recycling at its
Absolutely.
best, you know. And then the Tweens Book Chatter group will meet March 15th, that's tomorrow, in the Storytime Room at 4:30, and I love this book. They're going to discuss Alvin Ho, Allergic to Girls, School, and Other Scary Things.
Oh my gosh, how cute is that?
And that group is for ages 7 through 10.
And then Lee University, you know, they've always got something going on.
Yes.
So on the 16th, that's Saturday, at 7:30, the Lee University Jazz Ensemble, under the direction of Alan Wyatt, will present its spring concert. And there's a lot of things included on there. And I would try to read some of them, but some of them are words that I don't pronounce correctly. But they're going to be doing this. They're going to share the stage with several artists, including Frank Sinatra, The Temptations, The Four Tops, Doc Severinsen, and Clay Aikens.
They're all going to be there?
No, I don't think so. But unless we've had a resurrection. But that's March the 16th at 7:30, and this performance is free and open to the public, and it's going to be in the Con Center. So Saturday, 7:30.
That sounds like a neat date.
It does.
Night
It does.
Somebody to date.
It does.
Or solo night.
Right.
Okay, more at the library. Book and Coffee. This is Friday the 15th. It's going to be held at the Craig Miles Johnston House History Branch Library. That was the only library when I was growing up.
I know.
I love that place. Yes. And it's at 10 a.m. and Alexander Delt will review his book, Memories of Yesteryear. So that ought to be kind of fun. Okie dokie.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it should be. And we've had him on with us, and he talked to us about his reminiscence of childhood. And even though his childhood was around Clarksville, Tennessee, it's still related to Bradley County early
I'm sure
childhood.
the life wasn't that much difference in Clarksville and Cleveland.
Now, Lee University, again, is going to host a percussion clinic, so this probably has to do with their jazz situation. And that is going to be the 16th. They have guest artist Lalo Davila, I knew I wasn't going to do that right, and John Riley. Thank you, John, for having a good old common name. Registration begins at 8 a.m. and followed by a drum circle and special presentations. And the fee for that is $5, so you just go over there and register and attend this, and this should be another wonderful experience like Lee always does.
Yes. Okay, now the museum, I've got to go pick up my quilt. I was out of town.
I did mine Tuesday.
Oh, well, I've got to go get mine. Anyway, they've got a new exhibit, and this is going to be so cool. It's Tennessee Samplers, and it's a studying exhibit, and it's about the 19th century samplers, you know, the young girls when they were like, some of them 5 and 6.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unreal how young they were when they started doing
this
those.
was something you had to learn to do before you could get married. I mean,
Exactly.
it was a trait that a husband looks for.
Well, and you had to know how to sew because, I mean,
Absolutely.
let's face it, we didn't have stores down the corner, or if we did, they were too expensive. Anyway, the exhibit opens on this Saturday, and it goes through April. But don't be like Nancy and me. Go see it before it closes.
These last-minute situations are not good.
No, they're not.
And we're giving you plenty of warning. It opens Saturday. And and as a cross stitcher who I've done some samplers, but not this kind of sampler like these people are going to be showing. Please, if you are a needlework person, would you please put your initials and the date on something when you finish it, so that 20, 30, 40 years ago, when your kids are looking at things, they'll know Mama did this and Mama did this back when.
And when you're gone and they start cleaning stuff out, they'll go, oh, we got to keep this.
Yes, because Mama did this and she did it 55 years ago. So
and she'll come back and haunt me.
That's exactly right. Because Lee, I will come back and haunt you. Really, that's going to happen.
Yeah, you hear that, Kevin and Keith?
So
I'll
that's
do it
right.
too.
We will.
I don't do cross stitch, but I've done some petty point.
Yes.
And some
Ooh,
stuff.
petty point.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
I can't do it anymore because of my eyes.
Well, and I used to do crewel, but I think it's very appropriately named. Crewel.
Yeah, crewel.
I just think it's
I did crewel. I like crewel.
Did you like crewel?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're digressing.
Yeah, we have digressed.
Okay.
Okay, the Lee Symphony Orchestra now. Here we go on March 18th at 7:30 in the Con Center. They will do their program They're going to have some highbrow music, some Rachmaninoff and some Bach and some things like that.
I like Rachmaninoff.
But I do too. And it should be really, really good. And the concert is free and open to the public, and it's 7:30, March the 18th. So be sure you go back over to Lee. They won't let you camp out over there and stay, but you can go back over there and do this.
Yeah. That's
Saturday night and Sunday night.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, the 17th. Oh, I thought you said 18th.
I did. They have Sunday night and Monday night. I'm sorry. 17th for the jazz thing, 18th
No, that's the
for
16th. Because Saturday night's date night, remember?
16th is going to be the drum thing, and 17th is date night, and 18th is the symphony.
Yes.
Holy smoke, folks, you'll be at Lee all weekend.
I know it. Okay, then Saturday, March 16th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., just get yourself right on up to Polk County, Benton, and you're invited to the grand opening for their new Chamber of Commerce facility. There's going to be tours and refreshments and bands playing. Ought to be a grand old time.
And they're part of the Ocoee region, folks.
They
so
are.
Go over there and visit with them.
Yes,
Ocoee Middle School is going to do March 15th through the 17th. They are doing the play Brothers O'Toole, written by Tim Kelly and directed by Terry Kirkpatrick. And the performance dates are 15th at 7 p.m., 16th at 7 p.m., and 17th at 3 p.m., and it's $8 a ticket for adults and $5 for students. Now, you have something really kind of special to tell us about.
Yes, I really do. And y'all, this is not something that's probably going to be a fun event,
Oh, no.
but everybody ought to go. We cannot let this be forgotten. Esther Bauer, she's a Holocaust survivor, and you know there aren't many of them
Not many left
now.
That's right.
And there are countries in this world who want to say this never happened. And it's going to be March 19th here at Cleveland State in the George R. Johnson Cultural Heritage Center, and there'll be a reception following the lecture. And she recounts her harrowing experiences as a Holocaust survivor, but her bounding energy and joy for life is infectious and will leave you filled with respect and awe and appreciation for the indestructibility of the human spirit.
And that is amazing.
I think that's what we have to focus on.
Yes.
But gosh.
I know, and I just think it's a wonderful opportunity here at Cleveland State for you to come and actually even see a Holocaust survivor.
Exactly.
Because there's, like Brene said, they're few and far between now, folks.
They're like
because
our World War
We're talking
II.
World War II, and
Yeah.
we're talking World War II vets too. So we've had a pretty good day today.
We have had a really good day.
And we've had good guests.
Day, not vet.
No, we have, no, the day's not finished yet, and we've had a little bit of problems. But,
Yeah.
but
Just
folks,
call us Kathy Lee and Hoda. We'll have our wine next
there you go.
week.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Okay, folks, it has been great to be with you this morning, and we'll be back with you next Thursday with some more guests and another four-legged friend who needs a forever home. So
Yes.
be
And call
safe.
about Rowdy.
Yes, call about Rowdy. Be safe, and remember, Friday is the Ides of March. So, Caesar, be careful.
Yes.
Thank you all for being with us this week. We appreciate it.
See you next week. Bye-bye.